kids! Welcome to Chapter 4, Lesson 7, where you're going to be dividing today fractions by fractions. And so this is a lot similar to what you did yesterday. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the first example. And the first example tells you the why. Why does this happen? Because oftentimes kids will divide the fractions, they go through the motions, but they don't understand what's going on. So let's take a look at this example. I have 3/4 divided by 1/8. Notice I already did a bar diagram where I cut it into fourths. I'm looking at the first fraction. So I have 4 equal pieces. And then I'm going to shade in 3 of those pieces. So here I go. Okay? Then I'm going to divide it into 8s. Look at the denominator here. It says 8. So I know that if I cut each one in half, I will end up with 8 pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and cut each of these in half, and I will get a total of 8 equal pieces. I'm trying to make it equal as possible. Okay, now look at where I've shaded in. If you look at this, the answer is already apparent. So here I have 2 pieces here, 2 pieces here, and 2 pieces here, which gives me a total of 6 pieces. Okay? That's kind of like if I had a cake and I cut it into 3/4 and then I said, now divide it again into 8s. So how many pieces will you get? You will have 6 total pieces. Okay? Now, if I then do the algorithm that we were learning yesterday, that's the why it's happening. And the shortcut of it, of course, is to first keep the first fraction the exact same. So we're going to keep 3/4, 3/4. Second step says change division sign to multiplication. Voila. Third step, oh, I forgot to put the third step correctly. It should be the reciprocal. I'll change that in a second. You must do the reciprocal to the second fraction. Then I always want to cross cancel if possible. So 8 is a multiple of 4. 4 goes into 4 one time, which is the GCF here. And then 4 goes into 8 twice. 3 times 2 equals 6, and 1 times 1 is 1, which is 6. Same. You can literally do this in your head, mental math. Let's go to the bottom example. I have a half divided by a third. So let's say I took this cake and I cut it into a half, just like this. I'm going to shade in 1 piece, as my numerator tells me. There we go. Now I have to further divide this into thirds, because there's my denominator and it says 3. So I'm going to try to cut this into 3 equal pieces. I'm going to have to ignore that middle cut I have. I'm going to look at this and go, now I'm going to divide into thirds. So here's a slice and here's a slice. See that? The green mark? Try to make it into thirds, as equal as possible. And now I'm going to see how many I have here. Now, probably it goes into like more like that. So I'm trying to be equal, and that should have a little bit more right there. That's better. Well, here I can see that you have a whole third here. So that's a whole third. And then so you have a whole piece right there. I'm sorry, that's not a whole third. That's a whole piece right here. And then I have a little bit more. You have a half piece right here. You have a whole slice here, that first one, and you have a half here. So you have a total of 1.5 slices. You see I have that whole piece right here, and you have half of it. Yeah, half of that second piece. It's only half. Let's take a look at it if I was actually using the steps, because you want to bridge from here to here to do it quickly, but you want to know why you're doing it, okay? So here's a half. I keep the first fraction the same, but a half. I change my division sign to multiplication. Bam! And now I'm going to do the reciprocal of 1/3, which is 3/1. I want to cross cancel if possible. I can't. So now I'm going to go ahead and multiply straight across. I end up with 3, 2. Whoop. I'm sure you can see that. And when you divide, you get Let me bring that closer. There we go. 1.5. Voila! And that is dividing fractions by fractions. Tonight you won't have to do any bar diagrams, don't worry. You'll be actually going through these steps, which I'll leave on the board for you. Okay? Bye! Happy dividing!